Meet the local ChatGPT. It's free, it's private, it does not train on your data, and once you set it up, it can run without an internet connection. I don't think it was that long ago when Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, said that they and OpenAI have no moat when it comes to artificial intelligence when comparing it to the open source models that were out there. He believed that open source is going to win it all. I used to have my doubts until Gen AI came along. Go to the link in the description below if you want to get started with Gen AI. You need to select the setup for your platform that you're using, that is Windows or Mac or even Linux. If you're downloading for Windows, then select the .exe setup and then launch the setup. Since I have already installed GenAI, I'm just going to move into using the app directly. But the setup process is very simple. You can just follow along the instructions and it will be done in no time. A launch GenAI gives you the complete GUI to interact with different open source models and even some closed source. Before we explore the entire user interface, I'd like you to look at open source models available here. You can select the drop down option for any of the LLMs available and you can look at the tags and a description for this LLM. This description is going to help you figure out if this model is right for the task that you want to accomplish. You've got all of these open source free models. You can click on the drop down option and find the description for that model. Using this description, you will be able to figure out if this model is right for the particular task that you have in mind. Now, you have to note that machine learning models, that is, large language models, are pre trained on basic tasks and then they are trained again to specialize in one of the tasks, such as coding, writing, or image generation. Even if they are free, there are some limitations that is, you can't actually run a model that is 40 GB in size on a 3060 with 12 GB of VRAM. So you'll have to select a model that your system can handle. And the more system resources a model actually uses, the poorer the performance is going to get from that point on. For this tutorial, I have already downloaded two models that I want to work with. One is Tiny Llama, the other is Llama 2. We'll get back to the thread option. I can enter in a title to organize the threads better and to later on easily access them. I can also give a detailed prompt to the large language model. I want it to act in a certain way or give it a particular persona or make it reply in a particular manner or restrict some actions. Then I can use the instructions field. This model will be loaded and it'll start consuming your system resources as soon as you start chatting with the model. You can use the instructions to define the persona, personality, interests, and a lot of other things for this model. And this will only be available for this particular chat. So if you create a new thread, you'll have to enter the prompt again. You can then select the models that are available to you. All of the models that you have downloaded or the models that are available through the API are listed here, but you can explore the hub and download a new model. Tokens enable you to set the length of the response from the large language model. That is, one token is approximately 4 characters long. So think of the word good, that would be one token. Responses to be limited to, let's say, 25 words. And I can take the token numbers down to 128 and that will do the trick. If you have tried OpenAI's Playground, you may have seen things like temperature, copy, frequency penalty, and presence penalty, all of which enable you to customize the responses from the large language model. But here the options are pretty limited, but nonetheless, it is free and it is still developing rapidly, that to say. So let's just get started with it. I'll start with the text completion model, which is Tiny Llama, and I'll give it its first instruction. And since it is a small model, I can go up in the number of tokens it can use right now. And I'll send this chat. It is going to do its thing. That is, it is going to complete the text. Okay, so this response is pretty hilarious, but let me just try another one. So if the world was ending, it's time to pack and maybe go to Mars. Let me give it just some more tokens and see what it comes up with. Seriously, that is it? Interesting. Damn, it just keeps on writing. And it has repeated a lot of things because there aren't a lot of settings that I can play with here, but it is cool. And it gives me a quick answer, which is amazing. And it is super fast. Like for very general topics, you can use it and it is going to work wonders. It is ending? Wow. And it is going to be shocked when the world ends. Like what? That's crazy. That's just That's just crazy. But let's just move on to the next model. So let us look at Llama 2 now. This is going to be what you may be looking for as an alternative to ChatGPT. It is much better at back and forth conversation, following instructions, and has much more information available to it than Tiny Llama or other smaller models. Okay, so I have the desk swap option. I can swap the names of the people on the desk, but we don't have actually names on the desk, so that isn't going to work. Then there's a fake memo with instructions to complete fake task, and that would be pretty amazing. Then there's an office scavenger hunt, which again requires a simple memo. Create a list of funny items that can be found around the office, like a sticky note with more than 5 words or a stapler that has staples. Give everyone a copy of the list and see who can find everything in it first. And then the final one is take some plain white folders and decorate them with funny sayings or images. Place them on people's desk as a surprise and watch. Pretty innocent, pretty innocent task. And in a similar way, I can use the model to come up with new ideas for, let's say, blog posts or new videos or to understand a particular topic. Let me just try another one. Work from home. Pretty important, right? Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, the creative block one may be something that I can work with. Burnout prevention. Yeah, I don't think they are going to buy into that for some reason. And then there's childcare, but I don't have children. But you can see it's pretty interesting that it can quickly come up with ideas and you can ideate on it further. And if you increase the number of tokens, you can get it to even generate a complete blog post, article, maybe rewrite an article, paraphrase it. So the use cases are endless. And the thing is, you don't have to pay for any of it. You can also look at the system monitor to see the amount of RAM and the CPU. So currently it isn't using a lot. I still have a lot of memory, CPU free for other tasks. And if I go into settings, I can change the color scheme, maybe make it white and change the accent color as well to enhance the overall look and customize the overall look for this chatbot. And I think these options aren't even available in the paid chatbots such as ChatGPT. Extensions is the option that I'm most excited about, and for a reason, because they are still developing this app. I believe in future you'll have extensions like text to speech or speech to text, which will allow a more human like interaction with the local chatbots. You may also have extensions to link this app with, let's say, Obsidian or Notion or Rome. So this is pretty great for anyone who is creating content or who needs to remember a lot of information and wants to locally manipulate that or access that using a large language model. Then they may also introduce extensions to connect Gen AI with stable diffusion for image generation. So I hope that they build such extensions so that we can then use stable diffusion as easily as it is to use, let's say, Mid Journey or Dali. Then you have advanced options in which you can turn on the experimental mode. Now, this is already a beta app. I don't think experimental mode would be something you would be interested in unless you are already a programmer or very experienced in this. Then you can look at all of the models that you have installed till now. Now, some of these models are API based. You'll have to pay for them, but the rest of the models are completely free. So if you're looking for a local chat GPT, Jan AI is perfect for you. And if you want to learn about this new app that more than 60,000 writers are already using to come up with new ideas, generate outlines, structure their writing, and plan out their marketing strategy for social media, then check this video on TypeShare.